What's up everybody, Captain Bob here. Today I wanted to take you through a little walkthrough of kind of what I think is going to be my final loadout on the ECR, but also I want to talk about what's in the bags because a lot of people want to know what are you packing, what are you taking along. So I want to talk a little bit first about we're going down to Texas, Big Bend Ranch and National Park. We're going to spend about 3 days in Ranch, a couple days in National Park. So we're only looking at about 3 night overnight to then resupply and then do just a couple of days in National Park. So I want to show you a little bit about what I'm packing and see if this is helpful for you when you're thinking about how to lay out your gear. So first let's just talk about how I have the bike laid out with bags and so forth, and then we'll talk about what's in each of those bags. Okay, first off, I apologize for the echo because I'm in the garage because it's pouring down raining outside. So we're in here with lights to try to show you a little bit. So what we've got is I've got an Ortlieb large pack for a frame bag. I've got the Revelate Designs mag tank, the regular size mag tank here. I've got the jerry can from Revelate Designs here. I've got a couple of feed bags, Revelate Design mountain feed bags here. I've got an Arkel tail bag, and then these are Arkel dry lights, panniers on each side. I've got a bottle cage, which is the Salsa Anything cage down there with a 1 liter water bottle on it, Nalgene style. I've got a couple of Salsa Anything cages here, a 1.5 liter Nalgene, and then this is my cook kit, which I can show you a little bit of details on. Up here on the handlebars, I've got the Ortlieb handlebar bag, the Ortlieb accessory bag, as well as a, it's called the Terralite chair. Just kind of a luxury item on a tour, but certainly be nice at camp at night since we aren't really allowed to have campfires. So having a place to sit up off the ground will be nice. So let me show you a little bit about what's in these bags. Let's just quickly start with the cook kit because this one is always a question that folks have. This is a Salsa Anything bag, and in it is a large fuel canister, which is only partially full. Feels like it's probably about half full. And then I've got my regular cook kit, which is the Stanley canister, which I've done an entire video on this if you haven't seen this cook kit. I've got a portable stove in here. So this little stove, as well as I always carry a backup Bic lighter in case the piezoelectric doesn't work, so I've got a little mini Bic in here. I've got a little can opener, which I don't always use, but it's nice to have along in case you have something that has a can. And then inside is also one of the small fuel canisters. This is a brand new one I just purchased. It drops right inside here at the bottom. There is a video on this cook kit, so if you have more interest in that, you can check it out. But basically, I just kind of keep everything in here. On the bottom of this is a cup also, so you've got a cup. The Stanley pot goes inside the cup. I keep this rag on there just to have around as cleanup. This fits very nicely in the anything bag, so you can easily keep it all together, roll it up, and it'll stay clean and dry. Obviously down here is the anything cage with a 1 liter Nalgene, and on the other anything cage is a 1.5 liter. These are just some cycling gloves I use. We talked a little bit about the chair. I'm not going to completely take that out of there, but I will show you, I just kind of have it strapped up here. It comes in its own bag, Wild Horn. It's not super light. I'm sure there are lighter chairs, but it was cheap, and so we'll have that with us. I'd say it weighs 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds maybe, something like that. Just strapping that on there with these Revelate straps or Voila straps if you're familiar with those. This is the accessory pouch for the bag. In this, I'm gonna take a bunch of Cliff Bars and some of these, it's like a nut fruit mix in little bags. These are nice because they're easy and they're high calorie content. And then, so you can see I've got like 5 bars, 5 bags, and I'll have a resupply for that as well. There's another one. I also keep a headlamp in there, just a LED headlamp, as well as my front lamp. And I have a rear lamp light, blinky light that in case I need it. That goes in there. In the roll bag, handlebar bag, I keep several things. I've got an inflatable pillow, which is really nice to have. I've got a sleeping bag liner. There's a couple of reasons for this. This is just a cheap, cotton or polyester style. It's actually polyester style sleeping bag liner. A couple reasons for this is that the night we get down there, the temperature is supposed to be down around 30 degrees, and the bag that I use for all my bike packing is really a 50-degree bag. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my plan for that. But basically, I'm going to be using a sleeping bag liner inside the bag. But also in here are, of course, the tent poles, my tent, and my Thermarest lightweight sleeping pad. That all fits in there pretty well. I'm not going to take it all out of there because you may have seen the video on the tent. It's a 2-man tent. It's a Eureka. It's not a super lightweight or anything crazy. It's just a regular tent. But anyway, that all fits in there. I just put these kind of in the end, these little inflatable pillows and stuff. And keep that rolled up. The feed bags usually have a 1 liter, like smart water style bottle rather. I've got another 1 liter, just pop top. Of course, a cell phone holder. In these bags, these mountain feed bags, there's always a ton of pockets on these. So I keep a pocket knife, a battery pack for recharging your phone, as well as I throw a little mini tripod on there because I usually try to capture some video for you guys. In the mag tank, I usually keep my wallet in here. I keep a Osmo Pocket, which is really good for just shooting some video, stabilized, chapstick, headphones, and maybe a bar that can be ready to eat if I want it, something like that. Also use these little pockets to put like trash and stuff that accumulates as you're taking stuff out. You gotta have a place to put your trash. In the jerry can that's here, I keep a little tube of sunscreen, a cover for my Brooks saddle in case it starts to rain or rains or anything like that. I keep a little packet of ibuprofen with some allergy pills, a Benadryl style pill, just in case you need something while you're out. A patch kit in case you happen to put some tubes in. We'll talk about that because these are set up tubeless. Tire levers. A real lightweight bike cable. This is just to keep the honest people honest. It's not going to protect you overnight or anything. And then a roll of some duct tape, just rolled up just in case of an emergency. That's what I kind of keep in there. That all does fit in there. Pretty tight fit, but it works. Keeps everything kind of together. It's a nice little bag to have. At first you may think, oh, it's too small, it's not really gonna do much good, but when I didn't have it on there, I missed it. Let's talk about the frame bag, because what I'm using the frame bag for, outside of just having my tire pump in there, which I do have a tire pump in there, it's the Road Morph Toe Peak, is food items. So this is kind of my food storage. So one of the things I usually take is a roll of summer sausage and cheese. I keep that just in a Ziploc bag. I also am taking some oatmeal that I made up, so I just take little Ziploc bags, make individual serving size. So I do a half cup of oatmeal, tablespoon of brown sugar, a few dried raisin cranberry mix kind of a thing, and I package them up individually. There's 3 of them in here. This will be for the first trip, 3-night trip. I also have in here some Tuna Creations, just packaged tuna stuff, if you're familiar with that. I have a few of those. I have some packaged mashed potatoes. These are really good, easy things. 100 calories each or so, roughly. You can throw some bacon bits in these, rehydrate them with water, and they're really good. More Tuna Creations. A couple packages of ramen. These are just kind of emergency backup style. And that's pretty much the food items I'm taking for the 3 days. There'll be some tortillas in here as well that I haven't put in yet. They're obviously in there, still in the refrigerator, but those will be added in. Other things that are good to take are peanut butter, that kind of stuff. You can eat those on tortillas if you have it. That's actually pretty good. But these are pretty good and easy, really lightweight. They pack pretty well. They're stable. You don't have to worry about anything going bad, really. Just pretty much the case with all this stuff. Summer sausage is cured. Temperatures are going to be cool. It's not going to be a problem. Oatmeal is always good for breakfast, obviously. I've still got some room to put some more stuff in here, but that's what I've got so far. Let's move on to the tail bag. Side pockets, I keep drink mixes and hydration tablets. In this side pocket, I have coffee, more drink mixes, chamois butter, that kind of stuff. Back here, I've got a Lucy light. If you're not familiar with this, inflatable LED light, solar panel on the top for recharging, makes a great little light. About 24 hours of runtime. It'll last you most of the trip without having to recharge, but if you need to recharge, you just throw it on the front of your bike out in the sunshine. It works great. These are available on Amazon. Really cool little product. Got this as a present from my buddy, Jerry. I've got a camp towel just in case I need to dry something off, including myself. Keep a wool hat, wool gloves, and a wool gaiter that goes around your neck. That's good for nighttime sleeping if it gets cold, and it is supposed to get cold. I've got this pack, which has in it a tube that will fit these tires in case of emergency, a plug kit, propane inflator, which is very similar to the CO2, only it's a larger canister size. So for bigger tires, it'll blow it up. I've got a multi-tool in here, an extra master link for the chain in case you need to chain brake. This tool has a chain brake and everything. And yeah, that's pretty much what's in that pack. I also keep in here the DJI Mavic Air drone controller, cables for charging or controlling this with my phone, and 2 extra batteries. Even though the parks themselves don't allow drone flight, step outside the park boundaries, you can fly the drone, catch some really great footage. So let's move on to this Arkell. What's in here is clothing items. So I've got another pair of biking shorts. I'll be wearing one pair. A couple of pairs of spare polyester style underwear that you can put on at nighttime. Take off the bike shorts, just put some regular underwear on. I've got some thermals, wool top and bottom. That's what I'll sleep in most of the time to stay warm. I've got a couple of shirts to change into, which of course is really overkill, but I'm taking it anyway. And then I have this wool blanket, or I'm sorry, not wool, but down blanket. It's a Trek blanket, folds up like this, 50-degree style blanket, which is good. So I'm gonna combine that with my 50-degree bag. So I'll have thermarest, a little sleeping bag liner, 50-degree bag, 50-degree wool down blanket over the top. That should give me the equivalent of being easily go down to 30 degrees, throw on some undergarments, and I think we're gonna be fine down to 30 degrees. It's supposed to be about 32 to 35 degrees at night for a couple nights there. So I want to be prepared for that. Some of this is subject to change. I also have another pair of socks in here as well. On the other side, I've got just a few items. I've got a folded up puffy jacket, and then of course my sleeping bag. I'll drag that out for you. It's in a stuff sack, but it's a sleeping bag. It's in this stuff sack. Could be compressed down more. Certainly I could get a compression sack and really get it down smaller, but it really fits in there fine in the bottom of the dry lights. And I also have my tent stakes in here as well. So that pretty much concludes everything. I do have also a Sawyer filter system that'll be going in this front pack, and then I'll have resupply stuff in the car. So we'll do 3 nights overnight, and then we will be back to the car to resupply to do stuff in the national parks. So kind of gives you an idea of the layout, the pack out on the ECR. So I hope this has been helpful to see what's in the packs and kind of what I plan to take along. If you have any suggestions, always welcome feedback. It's always good to hear what you guys think, and hope this has been informative. So far, I'm pretty happy with the way it rides. I did 30 miles yesterday with all this gear on, and everything was good. So I'm looking forward to the trip, and hope to shoot some video, take you guys along so you can kind of see what's going on out there. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.